In today's video, I'm going to show you the importance of taking notes. Today I've decided to use these Papermate pens because their colors really pop and they don't bleed through the pages. The only trouble is you can't erase them. To begin today, I want you to open up your binders to the YHS section and the table of contents. We're going to insert some new titles. First, Types of Notes, page 1, Cornell Method Template, page 2, and Notes on Notes, which will end up taking up 2 pages, so it'll be 3 and 4. Please open up to your next clean page. We're going to write an example together of taking notes. This is the mapping example. In the center of your page, I want you to write ways to take notes. Then branch out from each direction different styles of taking notes. The outline method using numbered points and bullet points, mapping, charts, sentence method, the Cornell method of taking notes, and visual method. In the visual method, we'll talk about diagrams, charts, sketch notes, and so much more. You can apply this method to various classes such as English, math, social studies, or even foreign language. Another style of taking notes is the Cornell method of taking notes. We're going to go over the template we're going to use when creating this method. The very top of your page is meant for the title. Then we're going to divide your page into 3 different parts. A big section for notes, a smaller narrow section on the left-hand side for key points, vocabulary, and essential questions, and then down at the bottom, we're going to leave some space for a summary at the end. Be sure to also include a page number down at the bottom right-hand corner to match with your table of contents. Okay, let's try actually using this template. Turn to your next clean page and at the top, please write Notes on Notes. Divide your sections just as we did in the template and add a page number down at the bottom right-hand corner. When using the Cornell method of taking notes, we write the actual notes on the right-hand side of the template. That's where we're going to start today. The Cornell method of notes was developed by Walter Pauck. I decided to write Walter Pauck in orange. I'll tell you why later. It has to do with my color code. There are 6 good reasons to take notes. Notes can be a really useful record. Sometimes teachers use tons of different resources for creating their class lessons, and when they're giving you the information in class, it's a condensed version of all the research they already did. That means that you don't have to go back to every single reference that they had. You can just use your own class notes as a reference. Taking good notes also helps you focus. It helps with exam prep, which I'll come back to in a little while, and selecting important concepts can increase your understanding of the topic. Those notes that you're taking often can't be found elsewhere because, again, the teacher did all of that work combining that information. Plus, taking good notes helps all different types of learners. Visual learners who learn by seeing, auditory learners who learn by hearing, and kinesthetic learners who learn through movement. Here are the 6 cues to listen for when taking notes. 1, always listen for those key concepts and main points. Here's where my color code starts. Anytime I hear key concepts and main points, I use my favorite color, which is purple. Choose any color you want for your own color code. I make sure that anytime the teacher is mentioning new vocabulary, I use pink to write that down in my notes. If the teacher is talking about important examples, I use green to indicate that an example is occurring. For references and resources, I use orange. That's where the information comes from. For things I don't understand, I always make sure to highlight or put red stars around it so that I can come back to that later. And if I'm going to add my thoughts, questions, or ideas, I make sure that's blue. This color code can help your notes pop so that when you come back and review them later, the information is really clear. It's also really important to pull out keywords that your teacher says in the middle of class. They'll usually enunciate when they're saying their keywords, or there'll be some sort of visual cue that that's happening. Keywords are ideas and content that your topic is about. Okay, now that we have our notes all written, we're going to focus on that left-hand section. This section is called the recall column. It's where you'll list all the vocabulary words you had in your notes and some essential questions that you can come back to later. The recall column is really great because all you have to do then is cover up the right-hand section of your notes and you've got your study guide. This will save you time when studying for your exams. See? Exam prep. The bottom of your page is for the summary. Summaries are really great to have because all of your teachers, I'm sure, tell you to review your notes every night. Well, if you do a summary, you can review your notes every night without having to read the entire section of notes. You can read your summaries. Please flip to your final clean page of loose leaf. Create a new Cornell Method template with Notes on Notes Continued written at the top and page 4 written down at the bottom. Another great skill to have when taking notes is understanding abbreviations and shorthand. That's a condensed way of taking notes. Here are some common abbreviations for shorthand. Include all of these shorthand examples and label the ones you didn't already know before. BC is because, ABT, about, AMT, amount, YRS is years, W with a slash is with, S/T is something, S/O is someone, min could be minimum or minute, max, maximum, VS period is verses, BG is beginning, EX is example, and B with 4 is before. ESP is especially, intro is short for introduction, CONC is short for conclusion, info short for information, PPL short for people. A check mark can indicate that you have checked something or that you completed it. BK is book, PG page, ETC, etc. IE is short for in other words, ASAP as soon as possible. An upwards arrow means increased, downward arrow decreased, less than, greater than, plus or in addition to, which leads to, and the number sign is for numbers. At, regarding, for, and to. Again, now that we have our notes written, we can review that left-hand side column where we'll add our vocabulary words and questions. And finally, down at the bottom of the page, a summary of this sheet. Condensing your notes can make them more effective. Please review this video as many times as you need to take your own notes for your binder. Contact me with questions. Have a great day.